Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, to Imo State we go again, and this time we're visiting the compound of Mr. Iberiberism himself. Guys, I bring you this. EFCC hints at prosecuting Okorocha, says it has returned 2.7 billion naira of the 7.9 billion naira recovered from the ex-governor. So that is the headline that we're contending with now. So just from that headline alone, there are two elements. The EFCC are going after Okorocha 1, but out of the 7.9 billion naira that they recovered from him, they've only returned 2.7 billion naira. So what happens to the rest of it? Perhaps we'll discover over the course of this video. If not, we'll ask questions at the end. But again, the headline: EFCC hints at prosecuting Okorocha, says it has returned 2.7 billion naira of the 7.9 billion naira recovered from the ex-governor. So now let's find out exactly what is going on here. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has hinted at its readiness to begin the prosecution of the former governor of Imo State, Senator Rochas Okorocha. The anti-graft agency said it had already returned over 2.7 billion naira of the 7.9 billion naira recovered from different bank accounts and assets belonging to Okorocha to the Imo State government for payment of workers' salaries and pension. This was disclosed by the zonal head of EFCC Port Harcourt, Imam Usman. So let's just pause there for a moment. Of course, you know that I will stop at. So the zonal head for the EFCC in Port Harcourt is Imam Usman. I am not going to add anything to that. I'll just leave it there for you to form your own thoughts. We carry on. Let's just pick it up actually from the top of that paragraph again. This was disclosed by the zonal head of EFCC Port Harcourt, Imam Usman, during a media briefing on the activities of the commission, noting that it will begin Okorocha's prosecution upon the conclusion of its ongoing investigation. Usman said that the senator's matter was brought from Enugu State and that several properties worth billions had been forfeited to the federal government. Furthermore, upon my deployment to this zone, the investigation of corruption allegation against the former governor of Imo State, Chief Rochas Okorocha, was transferred from the Enugu zone to Port Harcourt for further investigation. Within the period in review, the commission succeeded in freezing about 7.9 billion in different accounts. Out of these, 2.7 billion naira was released to the Imo State government to enable it pay staff salaries and pensions. Also, properties worth billions of naira recovered in the course of the investigation have been forfeited to the federal government, he said. Usman further said that out of the 2.7 billion naira already returned to Imo, the immediate past governor of the state, Chief Emeka Ehidioha, got 2.5 billion, whilst Hope Uzodinma recovered 514 million naira. He added, only last month, 514 million naira was further released to the incumbent administration of the state to enable it meet its obligations to the workers. All the money released to Imo State were the monies recovered from the former governor of the state, 7.9 billion naira. The money was released in batches. In the government of Emeka Ehidioha, we released excess of 2.5 billion for salaries and pensions. They were monies recovered for the state and they have to go back to the state. When the Emeka left and Uzodinma came, there was still remnants of the money. It was excess of 2 billion and we were able to release 514 million naira just last month to the state. Because excess of 1.8 billion naira is incumbent in court process, because some contractors went to court and wanted some refunds. The court process is lingering, so we still have excess of 1.8 billion naira that has not been released because of the court process. Noting that investigation of Okorocha was at its peak, Usman maintained that upon conclusion, the senator would be arraigned. When the matter was brought from Enugu, the chairman EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, saw the need for continuity of that case and said we should continue the investigation. The investigation has gotten to an advanced stage, and upon conclusion of the investigation, we're going to arraign the former governor. Now also, it is in the course of the investigation that we targeted some of his assets. Some are in Imo, Owerri, some are in Abuja. We marked some of them for interim forfeiture. The target is to conclude investigation, and he shall have his day in court, he said. Apart from Okorocha's case, Usman said that the EFCC within the second quarter of the year had also recovered over 291 million naira and secured 16 convictions out of 22 prosecutions it commenced within the period under review. Within the period under review, the Commission was able to recover monetary assets worth 291 million 777,828 naira. So that's one. And then they also recovered 847,983 dollars. Again, they recovered 390 euros, 10,900 pounds, and 500 CFA. So that is now the commission giving a quarterly report. So several elements to this. We've already mentioned out of the monies that they've only been able to return 2.7 billion naira, but I think some of that has been covered in the course of this guy's explanation, that a lot of the monies are still sub judice, as they say, or with the courts, as we would say. So if the monies are still with the courts, then we'll wait for the courts to make a pronouncement, but at least they've announced that they've recovered this money from this fella Iberiberism of Imo State. So now this guy now is hiding in the Senate, making empty-headed noise with his pot belly, you know. So this guy now, is he going to have that day in court is really where the question is, because what was that last one that went to Kirikiri and within a couple of months was released, and it went back to the Senate. So we already know what their antecedent is. Is this guy going to make it to court at all is the first concern. But if he does make it to court, it is in the lap of the gods if the Imolites will get any justice from this person. The Imolites have suffered enough, of course. They suffered 8 years of this Okorocha, just looting and pillaging. We all saw, because I did countless videos on this guy when he was coming out of office, and they were looting Imo State so much that they were actually taking doors off the hinges to take it away and go and store it in their own private warehouse. They were tearing down everything, anything that wasn't moving, generators, cars, doors, windows, appliances, everything. They just carted it away, just a mass looting of the place as the guy was living. So this got to that point that when Emeka Ehidioha came in, he found it so unbearable that he started going around their warehouses with agents to go and break into those warehouses with cameras as well, and say, look at what this guy has done. And I think those are one of the things that are caught up with Emeka Ehidioha eventually, because within the Nigerian system, he steals his own, it comes out, you go in and you steal your own, you come out, and everybody keeps quiet. But he wasn't willing to keep quiet, and he paid the ultimate price. So Emeka Ehidioha is now Hope Uzodinma as far as the Imolites are concerned. The long-suffering Imolites haven't suffered Okorocha for 8 years of solid, relentless looting. Now they have this one now. This whole Uzodinma, by the way, the Supreme Court governor of Imo State, he doesn't owe any obligation to anybody in Imo State, because the people of Imo State did not elect him and is not accountable to them. The person who appointed him, of course, is the Abuja courts. So it is the Abuja courts that he owes his own loyalty to and his freedom to, and not the people of Imo State. Imo is just a place where he sits on top of to continue to live life of Riley. This is just the whole narrative of Hope Uzodinma. At least what is his name, Okorocha, can pretend like he won some election, and so he has to account to the people. But Hope Uzodinma cannot pretend that he won any elections. The people of Imo State have already told him that you didn't win an election and we don't want you there, and he's telling them that I am here by virtue of the Supreme Court, and I will continue to be here for the next 4 years at least, and longer if I have it my way. So this is now the narrative now of Imo State, a looter continue, a relentless looting. This guy, he just stole everything, you know. And if they are able to now arraign him in court, and they should arraign him quickly, by the way, because in Nigeria usually that arraign him in court is like a 10-15 year process, when the guy would have reached his 80s or whatever, and they're still saying one day we will take him to court, or one day we will take him to court. So take him to court now. If you have been able to recover that much, then round off the investigation and present him in court. This is really what the Nigerian population wants to see. Never mind just the Imo people, the whole of Nigeria wants to see justice for the Imo people. And this guy, I don't think you have immunity in the Senate. So there's no immunity in the Senate, so he's still to all intents and purposes covered by the same laws that covers the common man. So we want to see him arraigned, and we want to see justice done. Conversations in the comment section. Iberiberism is where we are with this one. What says you? Come share thoughts. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me now what you're making of this palaver that is going on in Imo State in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace.